I call to order the September 14th, 2021 Planning Commission of Northampton Township meeting. We'll first have the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for our troops. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First on our agenda is the review of the minutes. Has everybody reviewed them, and are there any questions? Okay, I'll call for a motion to approve the minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the minutes of August 10th, 2021 meeting.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed. Our first item of consideration is the preliminary/final plan of land development, Triumph SLD 20-6, 840 2nd Street, Pike. Who will be presenting to us?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name's Ed Murphy. I represent the applicant, and to my right is Kristen Holmes from Holmes Cunningham, the project engineer.
Thank you. Welcome.
I'm sure everyone is familiar with this property that's been an eyesore on 2nd Street Pike for a number of years. It is an approximate 25,000 square foot lot that's zoned C2. It's also in the Village Overlay District. And about 14 months ago, the applicant made an application to your zoning hearing board seeking 3 items of zoning relief in order to enable the land development plan that's in front of you tonight to move forward. That relief was granted last July, and subsequent to that, last October, the initial land development plan in furtherance of the zoning application went through the traditional initial round of review comments from your various consultants, and then earlier this year, a revised plan addressing those comments was resubmitted. And we're here tonight because that second set of plans has been the subject of a second set of review letters, and with which we have no issue. So I think from where we sit tonight, and as you properly characterized it, we're seeking preliminary as final land development plan approval for the plans that are in front of you, subject to our continuing compliance with the review comments of Amanda's office, Craig's office, Fire Marshal, Bucks County Planning Commission, and the like. I think you know that there are a handful of waivers that accompany this application. I think Amanda's office and maybe Craig's office has weighed in on those, and I don't believe there are any issues with those, but Kristen and I are happy to review any aspect of the plan. I guess I would just, in a big picture way, just since it's on the screen, it's intended that the existing dwelling that was located front and center closest to 2nd Street Pike would be removed, and we're going to reconstruct a new building there that would include 4 residential apartments. The building right behind it would be redone and converted into the permanent new office of Triumph. They presently lease space today in Wrightstown, and they would be relocating their offices from that lease space to the new permanent office space there. And on top of that space would be 2 apartments. And then the garage in the back, the furthest building back from 2nd Street Pike, would be slightly expanded to accommodate 2 apartments up and down. So at the end of the day, there would be, as part of this plan, approximately 2,600 square feet of new office space for Triumph and 8 new residential apartments distributed across the 3 buildings that I just mentioned. So that's pretty much the application, and it's taken a long time, but we're finally going to clean up this eyesore. The exterior architecture has been submitted, reviewed in accordance with the village overlay standards, so I think everyone's been pleased about that. So unless anybody feels differently, I think we're prepared to move ahead and finally get to work here.
Amanda or Craig, do you have any other further comments or issues?
I do not.
Again, I wouldn't have anything further to comment at this time. We do have some stormwater management comments, obviously still in our letter, but we are working through with their engineer to satisfy our comments.
Okay. Do any board members have any comments?
Yes, good evening. We weren't privy to viewing any of the exterior stuff that was proposed, but if everybody else has seen it, that's fine with us. I took a little stroll through there earlier, and, you know, both the exteriors of the garage and then the back. You said that the back was a garage. It looked like there was 2 apartments to me, and the garage is the one that you hit right behind the main property, correct? Oh, there we go. Looks a lot nicer in color. Great. Terrific. Thank you.
Any further comments?
I have one, and I would address this to Ed and Kristen. In the review from the Bucks County Planning Commission, we recognize that the property has challenges as far as doing any traditional landscaping work on it. The space just isn't available. However, they did come up with a suggestion in their review letter. There again, this is the Bucks County Planning Commission on page 5 under paragraph F about perhaps trying to do a little bit of work on the side of the building and in front of building A, building C, what have you. So maybe take that into consideration. We realize you can't do anything out front in a traditional format. We appreciate that. But perhaps consider some of their recommendations.
Absolutely, we will do that.
Thank you.
Anything further?
I have nothing further, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Pat, would you like to read the motion?
Certainly, Chairman. I move that we recommend to the Board of Supervisors approval of the Triumph Development Group Land Development Project located at 840 2nd Street, Pike, preliminary/final plan of land development, SLD 21-6, subject to compliance with the Gilmore Associates review letter dated July 28, 2021, the Benoni Associates review letter dated July 20th. Let me start over. Excuse me. I move that we recommend to the Board of Supervisors approval of the Triumph Development Group Land Development Project located at 840 2nd Street, Pike, preliminary/final plan of land development, SLD 21-6, subject to compliance with the Gilmore Associates review letter dated July 28, 2021, the Benoni Associates review letter dated July 20th, 2021, and the McMahon Associates review letter dated July 28, 2021. It is also recommended that the requested waivers be granted.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Great. Thanks.
Good luck.
Good luck with it.
Be a great improvement.
It'll be a nice
There in
change.
Rexboro, yeah.
Our next item for consideration is the preliminary/final plan of subdivision and land development, the Advent Church, SLD 21-4, Worthington Mill Road. And who is presenting tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Daniel Lyons. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, Obermeyer, Redmond, Maxwell.
Can you turn on your mic?
Can you
sir?
turn on the mic? Yeah.
It's on the mic itself. Hold it in, like
Yeah.
hold it in like you're.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. My name is Dan Lyons. I'm here on behalf of the applicant. I'm from the law firm of Obermeyer, Redmond, Maxwell, and Hippel. Also here with me this evening is Bob Snyder, engineer from Kelly & Close Engineers. Here the property is located at 45 Worthington Mill Road in Northampton Township, and it's currently improved with the Advent Church building and comprised of 5.54 acres in total. The applicant proposes to subdivide the property into 3 lots for construction of 1 single-family detached dwelling on proposed lots 1 and 2, and Lot 3 will maintain the existing church. Lot 1 will be approximately 0.616 acres, Lot 2 would be 0.56 acres, and the Lot 3 that will maintain the church will be 4.36 acres. This property was required zoning relief and did receive zoning relief from the zoning hearing board dated May 4, 2021. And just to go through those briefly, variance was variance was granted to allow a single-family detached residential dwelling on lots 1 and 2. Variance was granted for the area, dimensional, and developmental regulations of the R2 district to apply instead of the AR district regulations, and that's for lots 1 and 2 as well. A variance to permit Lot 3, the existing church property, to be 4.36 acres, where the minimum lot size is 5 acres. A variance to permit lot number 3 to have a building coverage ratio of 8.3, where 5% is permitted, and a variance to permit lot 3 to have an impervious surface ratio of 26.13, where 12% is permitted. And those variances for lot 3 was just because of the slightly smaller result of lot 3 based on the subdivision. We have received and reviewed various review letters from the township professionals and from the Bucks County Planning Commission, and have also provided a waiver letter list with 5 waivers there. From the jump, I want to address one thing on the Pannoni letter that was dated August 23rd, 2021. There were 3 zoning ordinance comments, and through conversation with Mike Solomon, all 3 of those comments have been accounted for and addressed. And for the remaining comments on the remaining review letters, I can represent that they are will complies to the satisfaction of the township. So with that, we're happy to address any comments or take any questions that the Planning Commission may have with respect to the project.
Craig or Amanda, any comments on this or any other issues?
Yeah, I guess similar to the last proposal, that there are still stormwater comments that we did have in our last review letter, but we are working through it with the engineer, and we're confident they can satisfy our comments.
Yeah, in reference to the 3 comments we made under zoning, I talked it over, and we agree with the request that you've made.
Comments from the board?
Mr. Lyons, why is the church looking to subdivide this property for residential housing?
A representative from the church that would be best to
Yeah.
tell you that firsthand. Hello, I'm Bob Matlack, Northampton resident for over 40 years, church member at Advent Lutheran Church for over 40 years, currently vice president of the church council. And we began looking at this several years ago when our minister of 34 years was leaving us. Our congregation, like many churches, was dwindling. Money was the main factor of every council meeting we had. So one of our members was a former engineer and worked with Mike Solomon just to take a look at the possibilities of breaking up a couple acres so we could sell them off to get money into the church to help pay a mortgage down. We've made some improvements over the last 10 years, but our membership is dwindling, as, again, many churches, and we're trying to keep the doors open. So this came about. We are going to be able to reduce our monthly mortgage payment by over $1,000 and retain some money for a new roof that we're going to need. We have a new We are trying to grow the congregation back and focus on what a church is for, helping people, rather than worrying about how we're going to meet our financial commitments. That's the reason. Any?
Thank you.
Any further questions from the board? Ed, would you like to read the motion?
I move that we recommend to the Board of Supervisors approval of the Advent Church Subdivision SLD 20-4, subject to the Township Engineer's Review Letter dated August 30th, 2021, the Township Planner's Review Letter dated August 23rd, 2021, and the Township Traffic Engineer's Review Letter dated August 27th, 2021. It is further moved that the requested waivers be granted.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Do we have any public comment? I guess we do not. Okay.
Mark,
Oh, go ahead.
introduce our new member.
Okay. Okay. You want to do that? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Mike Bidwell, been Northampton Township, Holland for 13, almost 14 years. Excited to be a part of this commission, a very pivotal time in the township. So.
Welcome, Mike.
Thanks.
Good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
With no further business, I move that the meeting be adjourned. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.